What do you consider influence? Is it what we learn from our parents when we grow up? Is it what our friends peer pressure us into doing? Is it political? Or is it the amount of followers you have? No. That can't be it. Whether you like it or not, you're influenced by everything around you. But it's not what influences you, it's what you do with it. In this series, I ask people from all walks of life what influence means to them.
Influence?
Want to influence the influence.
Whether or not you want to influence the world, but how?
Yeah.
How do you want to be remembered?
What's going on, guys? My name is Esfandi Arbery, but you the listener, can call me F. We are here. This is The Influence, and I'm here with Instagram comedian, one of the funniest guys in Toronto, a future filmmaker. I'm gassing him up a lot right now.
Yeah, man.
Bilal Dawson.
What's good? How's it been,
Bro?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Last time we spoke, you were just starting up the division digital, right?
Yeah.
How's that going so far?
Oh, man, it's really good. I feel like, because this is probably the first year now that we're in it now. So for anyone who doesn't know, like, Division's like a production company that I started. We do anything from music videos, ads for companies. We handle a lot of social media for people. So we'll go in, we'll make Instagram videos, which is kind of like what I do anyway. So it's pretty simple. But yeah, so we started that probably less than a year ago. And now I finally feel like things are starting to build up. We kind of got our inventory. We got our clientele kind of up. Yeah, it's going good. It's going on like a positive slope, okay, but it's rising. It's definitely slow, but I feel like 2019 is kind of like the year that we have everything like calculated and like stuff's gonna really fall into place.
You mentioned kind of like you have to work with a lot of people when it comes to it, right? Reaching out people, helping them out with things, right?
Yeah.
How important is collaboration to what you do?
Oh, in film, in my company, in film and the Instagram stuff, it's essential. Like, I think the entertainment business in general, you can't do this stuff without collaboration. I say the same with you, is you can't be doing interviews without someone to interview, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, collaborations is key. And not only for that, like, you can have something like you got cross promotions. So say, for example, the reason, like, it's everyone benefits from collabs. So say I got someone with the same amount of followers as me, they might not have the same people following them as they would me. Do you know what I mean?
Right?
Or knowledge, and especially, that's another big one, is
a lot of people don't know, right? They don't know, okay, that I got to go reach out to these people. I got to make network with myself, right? How is it that you kind of go by that and try to maintain it for yourself?
Oh, for sure. I'd say, like, yeah, you can gain knowledge, you can gain not exposure. Like, there's so much that, like, I feel like in any field you can't do anything on your own. Yeah. And I mean, you can go far, but there's always like a plateau that you can reach until you need help from somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing Instagram skits now.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you're known for. You've been on the Six Buzzes, the pages that you want to be on. You're funny. You're funny as hell.
Oh, thank you, man. Man, come on.
But I was just telling you earlier, bro, the skit you did with the bed, right?
Yeah,
That is one of the funniest ones I've seen so far. Like,
oh, thank you, bro.
Is skits kind of what you're going to do more of, or are you kind of shifting towards something else?
No, man. Like, I feel... Oh, I love it, man. I've been doing skits for so long now. Like, even, like, before Instagram and stuff, I was always doing, like, stupid stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Like, since I was a kid. So, like, I've always been into that. Yeah. And I feel like... it's just like, I just love the idea of like creating a story, like especially when it's like comedy. Like, I so enjoy that. Like, one of my favorite things is like Dave Chappelle show, Key and Peele is jokes, and then there is something even older than that. It's called In Living Color. I don't know if you know In Living Color. Okay, Jamie Foxx, yeah, everybody, yeah. It'd be so sick to kind of have my own kind of sketch show eventually. I'm putting that energy out there right now for anyone listening who wants to give me money to make stupid sketches, you know. Yeah, But yeah, I definitely would do stuff like that. I like that realm of stuff, and I would also, I don't know, like, as for like what I want to do specifically, there's no set thing in stone that like I feel like I am. So like, cause you're saying like Instagram filmmaker, like I feel like there's nothing yet that I'm specified in, and I'm cool with that, right?
You don't like being in a box.
Yeah. And it's just the fact that I like everything right now. So it's like until something like catches my eye and I'm like, I gotta focus in on this one thing, then that's fine. But until that moment comes, I'm just gonna kind of do everything if I can, because I have the time.
If you had to pick one thing, right? Like when that time comes, right now, what would it be? If you any of the things that you kind of want in your future.
Probably like directing. Yeah, because I feel like films. And I'll say that for one reason is I can act in something, I can write something, but then it can still be shit at the end of the day because the director will like mess it up. Do you know what I mean? So he can mess up the script. If I'm an actor, like I can act, I can give the performance of a lifetime, and then it'll still kind of come out crap because they didn't see the vision. I feel like as the director, you kind of have the overall take of everything, and I feel like that's like when you take on the most responsibility, you can kind of have the overall image. So I like kind of playing that omniscient
kind of like the guy
view of things. I like being the puppeteer. You know?
Okay, cool. So I mean, you kind of talked about it film wise. What are some film guys that are inspirations to you? Like if you were to start making movies.
Oh man, Stanley Kubrick.
Cool, awesome.
Quentin Tarantino.
Classic.
Fincher.
Yeah.
Fincher, yeah. Oh man, and then like if I was to even Director X makes great music videos. Karen Evans makes great music videos.
Yeah. Those are guys in the city too.
Yeah,
right? So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Cole Bennett makes great music videos.
Yep.
That's how like I kind of see myself going as far as like industry wise, is I could see myself kind of starting off with a lot of like more high level music videos, kind of like Director X is the perfect example, and then kind of transition into films, because I feel like no one would give a 20-year-old kid the chance to direct a.
It takes time.
It takes time, and I'm completely content with that. And I'm completely like relaxed with that thought, so I'm kind of willing to take my time and see what I can do.
Would you want to do TV ever, like in terms of a TV show? Yeah,
man, I'd do anything. I don't think you understand. I'll try anything, especially for my 20s. I'm totally down to
just
explore
right?
and see what I want to do.
Yeah.
And like nowadays with TV, like they're almost movies nowadays. Like, have you seen Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad? Like these are like TV, I think, is the new format for like big productions. I think I saw like an article or something on that, is the fact that like now people are putting so much money. They're spending like 5 million, 10 million on a Game of Thrones episode. Yeah. It's like they're putting like mad money, and I think it's because people don't like have the attention span to watch these 2.5 hour like films. They have like an hour set time. So you got Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, like all these shows. I don't know if I'd make a sitcom, because that's kind of like I don't know if I could sit there and do 7 seasons of the same story where nothing actually changes. Yeah. But I would totally do like an AMC or HBO or anything like that.
That's dope. That's dope. Would you ever do stand-up? Because I know you like to get your funny on, right? So would you ever do stand-up, like something like that? Because you want to do your skits, right? And you want to create a skit show.
Yeah.
A sketch show, right? Would you ever do stand-up?
Yo, man, I actually have stuff written. Like I've This isn't like something that I just thought of. Like I've been thinking about doing stand up, and it's not the fact that I don't have material to do stand up for. Yeah. It's more so just like sheer scared of like the crowd, of like going in and just for 10 whole minutes I have to stand there.
It's intense.
And I have to like pretend, and I have to sit there and I have to be funny for 10 minutes, and it's like I can't hide behind effects. I can't hide behind camera angles or anything, like storylines. It's like I'm sitting there, and I feel like you write all the lines, and then when you get into the crowd, like everything goes. Yeah. All your material's like out of your head.
Kind of got to freestyle.
You kind of have to freestyle a bit. I think it's definitely something I would want to do, like just to say that I did it, almost check something off my list. But I don't know if I would ever pursue stand up as like a passion or not. No, I don't want to say passion as a career path. Yeah. However, what if I could also do it, and then I fall in love with it, and then that's my thing. So I can't really say what it is until I actually go through with it and do it.
You don't know what you kind of are good at until you try it, right? And you experience it.
Exactly.
What is
what is like the most favorite skit you've ever done? Like in terms of shooting it, in terms of response you got from it, everything like that. What's the most interesting one you've got?
I feel like it's always the Toronto National Geographic.
Okay.
Oh man,
Dude,
I
that
have
one's a
so many.
classic.
Yeah, that one's a class. I feel like,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's just such a, I feel like it's a unique idea.
Yeah.
For whoever doesn't know, like I pretty much get like Toronto people, and I put them in like National Geographic settings as if like they're animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just feel like that's just a good concept.
Your buddy did the voiceover.
And
for
yeah,
it, right?
my friend Barney, he's from Wales. He does the voiceover, so he's kind of like the David Attenborough of Toronto. And I think that's just like a good kind of idea.
David Attenborough of Toronto.
I think that's like a good idea that I feel like I can do a lot with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do number 3 soon.
Cool.
But I have a lot of favorites, I want to say, but it kind of changes. The one that I just did of some of my favorites are some of the stupidest ones that I've done. Like the other one where it's like when you go to your room after a beating and I'm sitting there boxing and stuff. It was so stupid. And
I saw some guy on your comments kind of getting messed up because you had a gun to your head.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like,
what are you about to say?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh crap, bro. Like,
oh man.
People get heated.
Okay, so that's not the worst, man. The problem is I've made some jokes, and I want to first off address it that I'm not a bad person, and I don't believe anyone should ever.
Nah, I could vouch for this guy. He's a stand-up dude.
I'm really not like a bad person, but like at the same time, it's comedy.
Yeah.
And I feel like you kind of have to push the envelope for.
Yeah.
You have to push the envelope, and you got to understand that everything's a joke, at least to me. And I'm sorry if like stuff's serious to you, but like stuff's a joke to me, and I feel like I've experienced all the shitty stuff in life as well, so I understand how it's serious. But like, what's the point of life if you can't joke about it?
Yeah.
That being said, I made a joke about jumping off a building, and people got mad. And then I also made a video about black people driving Lyft.
They got mad about that?
Oh man, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they did, because it was at a time where there was a lot of, and this was not like my thought process, it was at a time where there was a lot of shootings in Toronto, and there was some bad timing jokes on that, and I apologize for that. However, that being said, I do think that was one of my funniest sketches.
Fair enough.
And it wasn't, it was just bad. I released the video right when shit was just going off, so it's not like I could predict what was gonna happen. It was just bad timing on my part, but I still vouch as that sketch being good.
Yeah, you kind of jumped into it here as well, but like with growing your Instagram, with growing popularity and everything like that, how do you deal with the so-called clout that people deal with? You know what I mean?
Oh man,
like there's a lot of hate that comes with it, like you mentioned. There's a lot of love that also comes with it. So how do you kind of take it back and say, I gotta like humble myself, where I gotta realize this is an opportunity,
For one, I don't think I've yet to experience the
clout,
the sheer like clout that they speak of. I think I've gotten like nice little tastes of it where I'm like, oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
But I still don't feel like I've gotten to the point where like I'm clout. I don't know, man. Like I feel, for me personally, I feel like before like stuff started working out, I thought I was the type of guy where it's like, oh, I like this stuff. Like I like the attention stuff. Yeah. But then as stuff kind of went on, I'm like, ooh, like I'm not really feeling it. Like
does it wear on you? Like it gets you.
It's not even that. It's just I don't like I don't want to say I'm a to myself person, but I like to pick and choose when I want to show myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like on Instagram nowadays, you have to constantly be in the eye of everybody. So you have to be on live all the time, or you have to be posting stories all the time. And that for me is like physically draining. Like even though it seems that like I'm a social media guy and like I should be on my phone all the time, I genuinely don't like really like being on my phone.
Really?
And I feel like
that's
that's no, man. Like I don't like texting. I don't like.
So
I'd rather
one
just
of those guys where like if you make a post, you'll just like put your phone away.
No,
like,
no, because it's like a job at the end of the day. Like I'll sit there and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'll comment and I'll engage, because like at the end of the day, they're the ones that's like paying the bills. So it's like I have to.
Facts. Yeah.
And I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Like I genuinely do.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the thought that like I have to be in everyone's eye. Like I would much rather kind of just put my skits out there, and then that's what you guys have to like go off of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
that's why I kind of like the thought of television, because it's like I can still kind of be myself, but I can still put content out there.
And directing wise, you could be behind.
And
the
directing wise, I can be behind it and kind of just control it. But for the clout stuff, I feel like a lot of people let that shit get to their head.
camera. Clout's overrated.
Clout's
right?
overrated,
In a
yeah.
way, right?
And I mean, it's what's clout, man? When did we come up with that?
Yeah,
That damn word.
That
man?
term
Yeah, what-
literally came up like you know how swag came and left.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
clout's gonna come.
No,
and be-
clout's but that's the thing. Clout's never not gonna be a thing. Clout,
yeah,
the
yeah,
word
I
will
know what you-
change, but the idea of clout's always a thing. Because before that, clout's what? It's just power, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like monetary. It's not like but it's still a value in the sense that you can kind of like trade clout and like stuff like that. Like, I don't think the term will ever die, but it might change. But the idea of, I don't know. What was the question?
I know what you mean.
What was the question?
No, we went off on a little bit of a tangent, but dude, that's dope.
What
I know what you mean. The question was pretty much how do you deal with the clout, and I think you answered that a bit. It's
Okay.
just kinda
Did I answer it?
Yeah,
Okay.
One step at a time.
Okay, cool.
But you mentioned it. Clout can sometimes, or at least people feel that clout can sometimes be power. Another thing that can be power is influence, and that's the main reason we're starting this whole show.
Yeah.
It's to kind of talk about influence, how people like you can be an impact to our city, to our culture, and pretty much everything around us. How do you want to be an influence to the city, man?
Ooh.
It's a tough question, bro.
Ooh.
It's a tough question.
I think the key is, and I don't know if I could specify it just specifically to the city.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I like the idea of just kind of being like, I do what I want, kind of in a sense, like creatively.
Yeah.
I'm like a very like free thinker in the sense that like I'll say what I want, even if it's controversial,
Yeah.
or I'll speak up to stuff even if it's against the norms, right? And I feel like that in itself is an influence, not for people to be like me, but to be like themselves. Do you know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
in a sense, it's like, it's not like, oh, I want to be like Bilal. It's like, no, Bilal's doing like whatever the hell he wants to do. Why the fuck don't I do whatever the hell I want to do? And if I could do that, I feel like that's like the ultimate, without getting cheesy and stuff, I feel like that's the ultimate way to be happy, is in the sense that you express yourself with, I don't want to say with no filter, but with like, with a free thought, kind of doing things the way you want to do, living the life the way you want to.
Making your own choices type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel that. I have a quote for you in terms of that. So just in general, in terms of influence.
Go for it.
Let me know what you think about this.
All
right. You can be much more influential if people are not aware of your influence.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think? Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I think as soon as people find out that like they have influence, like, and this goes back to the clout thing, is it kind of gets to their head, and I feel like, and I can say this personally, is you almost feel like after a while you have to like perform, or you have to cater to a certain audience. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there was a time I feel like in my life where I was making videos for how I thought other people would enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because I felt like I had an influence, so I was trying to like almost be somebody else because I felt that pressure.
Kind of like forcing people to like this.
Exactly, because I felt it wasn't even forcing people to like it. It was more me conforming to what they wanted.
Okay.
And I feel like you can't give an audience what they want. You have to give them what they don't know they want. Does that make sense?
I like that.
So,
That's good. That's
yeah.
a quote.
I don't. Yeah. I think, did I answer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
okay.
did.
So I would say just let me see the question.
There you go. I got you.
You can. Yeah. So I think it's better when you don't know your influence, because once again, you're not worrying about that, and you're a little bit more, like I was saying before, free thought, and you're more like just doing you. And then I feel like that in itself shows, and people like revolve around that, gravitate towards that more than other stuff.
Dude, I think you answered that question perfectly.
Damn.
Yeah. Shout out to this guy. I kind of have like just one last question, and after that you can kind of plug whatever you got going on. But where do you want you to see yourself next year? Not even, I don't like doing the 5-year, 10-year thing, because that's
something
kind of
believable.
Yeah. So like, what do you see yourself next year?
All right. Oh, I would
For
like
the fans
to.
out there.
Yeah.
Right?
I would like to. Obviously, I always want to be I always want to be growing. So I don't know if I could say where specifically I want to be.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact I gotta be at like a better spot. And I don't want to make any like value to it, but it's like I want more followers or like I want more engagement, right?
Just
I just
want
want
to. You reached 13,000 recently, right?
Yeah, I want to be able to be growing my Instagram page. I want to grow my business. I want to grow as a person. I want to travel a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of school now. Like I really want to like spend my 20s just kind of having fun, seeing where I can go,
Experience,
making mistakes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to have the opportunity to do a lot more professional stuff, corporate, whether that's like commercials, a lot more acting gigs. I really want to try my luck on that.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, maybe I'll try stand up.
There you go.
I'll see what I do with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just think the overall thing is in 2019 is I don't want to be at the same place I am now.
Not stagnant.
And I don't want to be behind either. The whole key is if I can go to like the end of 2020, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, not the end of 2020, the beginning of 2020, and look back and say, holy shit, like, look how far I've come.
Yeah.
Then that's enough for me.
Okay.
And then I'll worry about the next year after that, and we can keep going. And then after a while, 5 years pass, and I'm like, holy, like, how did I even get to this spot? Yeah. So, yeah, I would say the overall thing is just to be farther. Self-improvement. Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Anything you want to plug before we go? Anything you got going on?
Yo. So, follow me at Bilal Dawson, Bilal.
Please do that.
Dawson.
Yep.
And if you guys need music videos, ads, or anything of media related, this is what I do. Yep. So hit me up, and I'll give you some quotes. You know, you just say that your boy sent you, and then I'll give you some discounts or something. And what else do I do? If you want to hire me at a birthday party, be a clown or some shit, like I'll do it too.
He'll dress up as Spider-Man too.
I'll do anything for money, man. So hit me up. That's it.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, respect.
I appreciate you, man.
Okay, till next time, man.
Till next time, we got here. Take care.
Peace.